Chapter 1. The Wolf and the Lamb. A wolf saw a lamb in the field. He wanted to eat him, but needed an excuse for killing the young animal. He went up to the lamb and said, "Last year, you were rude to me." "I could not have been rude to you last year," the lamb replied. "I am only a week old." The wolf thought of another excuse. "You were eating in my field," he said. "That's not possible," the lamb said. "I only drink my mother's milk." "I'm not going to argue with you," the wolf said, and he killed the lamb and ate him. Chapter 2. The Father, His Sons, and the Sticks. A father had 3 sons, who were always arguing among themselves. Nothing he said would stop them, and so one day he decided to show them something that would make them think. "Go into the forest," he said, "and bring me back some sticks." The sons did as he asked, Chapter 3. And soon came back with some sticks. And the bird. He took the sticks from them and tied them together. Had a bone stuck in his throat. "Tried to break these sticks in two," very much, he said. The wolf Each of the sons tried to break the sticks in two and pull the bone out, but they could not. He promised to break the sticks when the bone was out. He told them. The bird did as he was asked. The sons each took a stick out of the bundle and broke it easily. Then she asked for the promised payment. "If you all work together and do not quarrel," the wolf said, "you're lucky I didn't eat you when you had your head in my mouth. If each of you go your own way, then he ran off. You will be weak." Chapter 4. The Lion and the Mouse. A mouse ran across the face of a sleeping lion and woke him up. The lion was very angry. He put out his paw and caught the mouse. "You woke me up," he said. "I will now eat you." "Please don't," the mouse said. "If you will let me live, I promise I will help you one day." The lion laughed. He couldn't think of how a small mouse could ever help him. But he said, "Very well, I'll let you go this time, but don't wake me up again." A year passed. The lion fell into a hole dug by a hunter. The hunter then tied him up with ropes. The lion tried to get away, but he could not. The mouse heard the lion and ran to see what was wrong. He saw the lion tied up in ropes. The lion could not move. He was crying. The mouse spoke to the lion. "Do you remember me? You let me free a year ago. Now I can return the favor." The mouse began to cut into the rope with his teeth. The lion got out of the rope and climbed out of the hole. He was free. Chapter 5. The Ants and the Grasshopper. One cold winter's day, the ants were drying the corn they had collected in the summer. A grasshopper came to the ants and asked them for a little food. He was hungry because he could not find any corn growing in the fields. The ants asked him, "Why didn't you put some corn aside for the winter during the summer when there was plenty in the fields?" The grasshopper replied, "I didn't have time. I was busy singing." The ants all laughed at him and said, "If you were foolish enough to sing all summer, then you must go to bed hungry in the winter." Chapter 6. The Dog and His Reflection. A dog was crossing a bridge over a river with a piece of meat in his mouth, and saw his own reflection in the water. He thought it was another dog with a piece of meat twice the size of his own piece. He opened his mouth and let go of his own piece of meat so that he could take the bigger piece of meat from the other dog. So, he lost his own piece of meat because the river carried it away. And the reflection of the meat in the water also disappeared. Now he had no food to satisfy his hunger. Chapter 7. The Hare and the Tortoise. A hare is an animal that can run very fast. A tortoise is an animal that can move only very slowly. One day, a hare laughed at a tortoise that was moving slowly past him. The tortoise, who did not like being laughed at because he was slow, said to the hare, "Although you can run faster than I will beat you in a race." The hare, thinking that the tortoise could not do this, said, "Very well, I will race you." The two animals asked a fox to be the judge and to choose the place for the race. On the day of the race, the fox told the animals where the race would begin and where it would end. The fox then said, 1, 2, 3, go! And the race began. The hare ran off and was soon a long way in front of the tortoise. He was so far in front that he stopped running to have a rest, and soon fell asleep. The tortoise, however, just kept on moving slowly forward. When the hare woke up, he saw that the tortoise had passed him, and was now a long way in front of him. He ran as fast as he could to catch up and pass the tortoise. But before he could do this, the fox judged the tortoise to be the winner of the race. Chapter 8. The Tortoise and the Eagle. One day, a tortoise who was not happy with her life said, "I wish I could fly like the birds." Hearing the tortoise, an eagle flew down and said, "What will you give me if I teach you to fly?" "I'll give you everything I have," answered the tortoise, knowing very well that she had nothing to give. "Very well," the eagle said, and he picked the tortoise up and flew into the sky with her. Then the tortoise told the eagle she had nothing to give him. The eagle said, "Then I will take your life instead," and he let go of the tortoise. The tortoise fell to the ground below and broke into pieces. As she was dying, the tortoise said, "I have been so foolish to complain. I should have been happy with being alive and crawling on the ground." Chapter 9. The Bear and the Two Travelers. Two friends were traveling together when they met a bear on their path. One of them quickly climbed up into a tree. He did not help his friend climb up, so the other man lay on the ground and pretended to be dead. The bear came up to him and smelled him all over. Then the bear said something in the traveler's ear. The bear didn't think the traveler would taste good, so he went away. When the bear had gone, the other traveler came down from the tree. "I saw the bear say something in your ear," he said. "What did it say?" "It told me," the man said, "never to travel with someone who runs away when there is danger." Chapter 10. The Miser. A miser sold everything he owned and bought some gold with the money he got. "This gold will never get old," he thought, "and it cannot break, so I can always sell it when I need money. However, gold is easy to steal, so I will bury it." That same night, he went into a field and buried the gold. From time to time, he went to the field and would dig up the gold to make sure it was still there. Then he would bury it again. A man who was building a house nearby saw the miser burying the gold again. One night, the man went into the miser's field, dug up the bar of gold, and stole it. The miser went to the hole the next day. He could not find the gold. He was very unhappy. A friend saw him crying and asked what the matter was. When the miser told him, the friend said, "Put some stones in the hole and pretend they are gold. You didn't use the gold when you had it, so it doesn't matter that there will only be stones in the hole." Chapter 11. The Ass and the Pet Dog. A man had an ass and a very pretty little pet dog. The ass slept in a warm stable at night and had plenty to eat, but he had to work hard during the day. The pet dog, on the other hand, lived in the house, slept in its master's bed, and had no work to do. Its master gave it all kinds of nice things to eat and played with it. The dog never did any work. The ass thought it was not right that the dog had such an easy life, while he had to work. "I'll do what the dog does," he thought. "Then I'll have the same kind of life as the dog." He went into the house, jumped on the bed, and jumped up at his master the way the dog did. His master did not give him a better life, however. Instead, he hit him with a stick and chased him out of the house. "I have been foolish," the ass thought. "I should not have tried to be like a dog, because I am not a dog." Chapter 12. The Lion in Love. A lion fell in love with a woodcutter's daughter and told the man to let the girl marry him. The woodcutter and his daughter were very afraid of the lion. The woodcutter knew that if he did not let the lion marry his daughter, the lion would get very angry and would kill and eat them both. The woodcutter knew that somehow he had to find a way of killing the lion. After a lot of thought, he said to the lion, "I will be pleased for you to marry my daughter." Chapter 13. But she is very afraid of your teeth and claws. The wolf in sheep's clothing. If you will let me take them all out, once upon a time, you can marry her. There was a wolf. I am sure my daughter will then make you a good wife. To make the sheep on a farm think he was one of them. The lion could think only of how much he loved the girl. Then they would let him get near them and wanted her for a wife. And he would be able to kill and eat one of them. So he let the woodcutter take out all his teeth and claws. The farmer shut up all his sheep, including as soon as the lion was toothless and clawless, to keep them safe. The woodcutter began hitting him with a heavy stick. The next morning, the lion could not defend himself without so his family would have meat to eat. So he ran away. He looked for what he thought was the largest sheep and killed it. He was also unable to kill for food. So he soon died. Chapter 14. The Salt Merchant and the Ass. A salt merchant took his ass to the seaside where he bought sacks of salt. He loaded the sacks of salt on the ass and set off for home. On the way home, they had to cross a river. The ass slipped and fell into the river. When the ass got to his feet, he found his load was not so heavy, because most of the salt had melted in the water. The merchant now had to go back to the seaside and buy more salt. This time, he bought more than before. Once again, they came to the river on their way home. This time, the ass made himself fall into the water, so that it would melt the salt in the sacks on his back. The merchant saw what the ass had done, and was very angry with it for trying to cheat him. He took it back to the seaside and filled the sacks with sponges instead of salt. When they reached the river, on their way home, the ass again made himself fall into the water. This time, however, the sponges became full of water, and the sacks were now heavier than before. Chapter 15. The Boy Who Cried Wolf. A shepherd boy looked after the sheep belonging to the people of the village. One day he cried, "Wolf! Wolf!" Hearing him, the villagers ran to help him drive away the wolf. However, when they reached him, there was no wolf to be seen. The boy thought it was very funny. "You weren't quick enough," he said to them. "The wolf has run away." Thinking he was very clever, a few days later he shouted, "Wolf!" again. Again the villagers came to help him, and again he said, "You weren't quick enough. The wolf has run away." The angry villagers went back to their work in the village. A week later, the boy shouted, "Wolf!" again, but the villagers did not believe him. However, this time there really was a wolf, and it killed all the sheep because no one came to drive it away. Chapter 16. The Father and His Two Daughters. A man had two daughters. One was married to a farmer, and the other to a brickmaker. The man wanted to give one wish to each daughter. He went to the daughter who had married the farmer and asked how she was and if there was anything she needed. The daughter said, Everything is fine, Father. I only have one wish. I wish that it will rain, so that my husband's plants will grow." The man then went to visit the daughter, who had married the brickmaker. He also asked her how she was, and if there was anything she needed. She replied, "I have everything I need, except that I want many fine days, so that the sun will dry the bricks my husband has made." The father then told her, "I don't know what to wish for the two of you. Your sister wants rain, and you want dry, sunny weather. Whatever I wish for, it will not please one of you." Playlet. 1. The Lion and the Mouse. A lion is sleeping. A mouse walks over his face and wakes him up. The lion is not happy.
"You woke me up. How dare you disturb my sleep? I will eat you as a snack for waking me up."
Please, don't eat me. I didn't mean to wake you. If you let me live, I may be able to help you one day.
Ha ha! Very funny. I can't think of any way such a small animal could ever help me. Since you didn't do it on purpose, I will let you go.
Thank you. And I promise to help you in any way I can.
A year later, the lion is walking in the forest. He falls into a deep hole. "Good. My trap has caught a strong lion."
Let me go. I promise not to hurt you.
"No, I will get my knife and kill you. I can sell your skin for a lot of money."
I will jump out before you get back.
"Not if I tie you up." The hunter ties up the lion and leaves.
Help! Help! I'm trapped! Can anyone hear me?
I hear you. I will come and help you.
You again. You are just a mouse. What can you do to help me?
I will chew through the rope so you can jump out of the hole.
Thank you. Now I have learned that everyone can help in some way.
2. The Lion in Love. A lion is walking back and forth. He is outside a woodcutter's house. He looks nervous.
Father, there is a lion in front of our house.
We will stay inside until he goes away.
It has been 4 hours, and the lion is still outside.
I will go outside and ask what he wants.
The woodcutter goes outside.
"Finally, I have been waiting most of the day for you to come out."
Please don't hurt us. Just tell me what you want and go away.
"I don't want to hurt you. I am in love with your daughter. I will not go away until you let me marry her."
You can't marry my daughter.
"If you won't let me marry her, then I will hurt both of you."
Let me talk to my daughter first.
The woodcutter goes back into his house.
Daughter, the lion wants to marry you.
I am afraid of his large teeth and claws.
The woodcutter goes outside.
Lion, my daughter is afraid of you. If you let me remove your teeth and claws, then she will marry you.
"Without my teeth and claws, I won't be able to hunt."
My daughter will take care of you. She will make a very good wife.
"Very well. I will do anything for love."
The woodcutter removes the lion's teeth and claws.
"Now bring out your daughter so we can be married."
Without your teeth and claws, I am no longer afraid of you. Go away, or I will kill you with this stick.
The lion runs away.
"I have been stupid. I have given up my teeth and claws for love. How am I to hunt? I will die of hunger."
3. The Father and his 2 daughters. A man sits at a table. He is writing his thoughts down and talking to himself. What am I to do? These wishes must be used wisely. I have 2 daughters and 2 wishes. I'll offer 1 wish to each daughter. The next day, the father goes to one of his daughters' house.
Father, how good to see you. Come inside and have something to eat.
No, thank you. I came to grant you one wish.
My husband and I are very happy. We have everything we could need. The only thing I could want is plenty of rain so my husband's plants will grow.
I will see what I can do. The father then goes to his other daughter's house.
Hello, Father. What a pleasure to have you visit. Would you like a drink of water?
No, thank you. I came to grant you one wish.
I can't think of anything we could want. My husband and I are very happy. The only thing I'd wish for is many hot, dry days so my husband can make many bricks.
I will see what I can do. The father goes back to his home. What am I to do? I can't grant both of my daughter's wishes. They want two different things. Whatever I do will make one of my daughters unhappy. There is no way to make everyone happy.